to mobilize the academic and NGO working together for policy advocacy. I think our project emphasizes upon high quality research and also advocacy toward the end of the project. I would like to say that Xung and Jenny and other colleagues have been working on the proposal of the project very hard. We have gone through several redesigns of the project to decide where we should choose our project site, who will work with us, in which partner will work with us, who will be the research fellows, and how to deal with the donors agency to, what is it called? Elevator. Is that a term for that? Elevator introduction, right? Elevator introduction. Introduction. Short, very brief summary of the project. Jenny and Carol and I have practiced to tell what it is about our project. Now we forgot.
Now I remember.
We need to do it again. So it has gone through a long process of design, redesign. But today I think June and his colleagues will tell us more about the project objective and the next 4 years activities. But of course it's not going to be fixed in stone. The purpose of this inception workshop is to share this information and elicit comments and help the project to be clearer and can be implemented towards the end of the objective of our movement. So perhaps Billy can talk more about the inland Southeast Asia situation in Indonesia, the Philippines, and other countries. I have chosen 3 issues to discuss this morning. The first one is about the transborder and transnational projects. Like in the case of, if you look at the map of mainland Southeast Asia, there are 3 or 4 major rivers, but the 2 ones, the Salween, which run between China, Myanmar, and Thailand, are under threat because of the plans to build dams. Like Chinese government would like to build 13 dams in the upper Salween. They call the Nguyen River. And downstream, the Salween River, EGATs from Thailand are also planning to do more investments, like Haji Dam, opposite to northern Thailand and China State. There has been some questions about what would be the impacts of these dams in the Salween if it be built. To what extent it will be affected the ethnic communities, particularly those who are living along or inside the watershed, Salween watershed. Those Korean people who most of the time they are migrant workers and they are also field farmers. In the case of the Mekong River, with dams in Laos being built or be under construction, but it was due to the same in Salween, due to the energy demand, not only in Laos but from Thailand and from China. Laos would like to become battery of Asia. That's why they want to build more dams along the Mekong River, as well as tributaries of the Mekong River. The Thai investors who have started to build the infrastructure leading to the Sayaburi Dam However, at the same time, there was no proper EIA made or implemented. The Lao government did an EIA, but it was done basically by the construction company from Thailand. Again, here we have the Mekong River Commission, who has raised up this issue, but the Mekong River Commission has no power to convince both Lao government and the Thai construction company to stop the investment in the dam construction. Vietnam and Cambodia also raised against this dam construction because it would have a large impact on the communities in both Cambodia and Vietnam. The energy demand in Thailand and also in this region have brought new issues about not only about the dam, hydropower dam, but about the exploration of gas and oil in the Gulf of Thailand and also in Thailand as a whole. These sort of maps was done probably during the U.S. war in Indochina to the sophisticated technology, maybe remote sensing or other kinds of technology. I do not know about this, but the map has not been reviewed to the public. Thailand has been, we have been told that in Thailand there was, we have to export oil and gas from other countries, like gas from Yadana, from Myanmar, or crude oil from the Middle East or from China. But in fact, there are lots of deposits of oil and gas, particularly in the northeastern part of Thailand. This map was done in order to give concession to major companies like Exxon or Chevron. These also some have already been drilled and extracted. People have protested against this because they have no other coconut farm or rice farm or vegetable farm. The gas which leaks from this drill, this factory, has caused some health problems because of the foul air, the polluted air. Another issue which become quite it has been a big problem in Laos, northern Burma, and northern Thailand, northern Thailand, is about this agricultural land use. Of course, the investment was done mostly by companies from China. Chinese government has encouraged people in fact, start with an ethnic village in the southern part of China, and later they provide incentive that shifting cultivation among these ethnic groups is the obstacle to market economy. So the only way to get out of poverty is to grow cash crop. And after year 2000, they start to invest or encourage farmers in Laos and in northern Thailand to grow more rubber. Concession was given in Laos, and also the encouragement of a big agri business in Thailand, his name is Jiren Pok or CP, has been involved in promoting corn production in northern Thailand among the uphill rice farmers. So you can see that from these forested hill and some part of it are rice farming. This is the area near Thai-Burma border in Nepal. So the hills has been turned into corn, and also these corn has been also promoted and was possible inside the of course, in order to expand corn, large-scale corn, they need labor. So cheap laborers from migrant workers across the border from Myanmar as well as from Laos. The ethnic Khmer in Laos cross border to work in Thailand. So I think what I have described is resonate with June yesterday about the resource, the relationship between resource and the issue of exclusion and inclusion. When resource is limited, you still see the dynamics of exclusion and inclusion of the people. But it's just not only exclusion and inclusion, but you see the way in which the process of exclusion and inclusion is closely intertwined with patronage politics, which Kevin raised yesterday along the border. These investors need to collaborate with local powers. In the case of the corn production at the Thai-Burma border, the investor need to deal with armed groups, both KNU, DKD, and SPD, including the Thai officials who collect taxes when this point. So one basket of corn, they have to pay maybe, I don't know how much in just, but 20 baht for KNU, 20 baht for SPDC, 20 baht for DKD, 20 baht for Thai authorities, before they can bring the corn. In the case of corn production in Thai-Cambodia border, they also need to collaborate with the old communities in building silo. Well, how this is relevant to Mosaic and RCSD. When I listened to Jenny, I realized that one of the areas which we can strengthen or help developing human capacity in the work package number 4 is to introduce this kind of international instrument, discuss about this among researchers and our grad students, because most of our grad students are focused on more or less sociological, anthropological, political economy at the local, regional level, but have not been exposed to this international instrument or ways in which they can help to support local people or civil society. For example, in the case of the gas or extraction in northeastern Thailand, they can go to Thai Human Rights Commission, but cases like this are thousands, and the commission have not enough people to deal with these issues. I think in the case of the dam construction in Laos is also a big case. Even though there have been attempts to sort of stop or to host the project for at least 1 year for a comprehensive EIA-SIA study, but the Lao government and the Thai construction government still continue to do this without listening to the protest by the two governments and by civil society along the river, around the Mekong River. In the case of the Saladin River as well, there's no such a mechanism to listen to the local. So it will be interesting to involve the international researchers and members of our MOSEC to work with our students and our colleagues at Xung to help them to understand the broader context and international mechanisms.